Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Sign up to explore how to leverage gaps and turn opportunities into success.
Regarding Ruben Love's performance in the Hurricanes jersey, I approached it not merely as a sports spectator but as someone reflecting on themselves in a very specific moment of comeback, pressure, and seizing opportunities when they unexpectedly appear. The more I read closely, the more I realized that behind a seemingly overwhelming 50-7 victory, behind a beautiful assist or a new playing position, there are multiple layers of meaning about preparation, patience, and how a person confronts gaps, not just on the field but also within their own journey. The first thing that made me pause the longest wasn't the score, nor Fehi Finianganofo's hat-trick, but the moment Ruben Love recognized the gap behind the defensive line and launched a cross-field kick. On the surface, that moment could be called skill or class. But looking deeper, I saw it as a combination of many factors: observation, composure, trust in teammates, and especially the courage to do something different. I asked myself, in daily life, how often do I truly see the gap? Not a physical gap, but small opportunities, unclear paths, possibilities that others might overlook. And more importantly, once seen, do I have the courage to make my own cross-field kick?
Ruben Love didn't just pass the ball. He made a decision. A risky decision. A decision demanding precision. And in elite sports, the line between genius and mistake can be just a few centimeters. This made me realize that in any field, the moments that make a difference often don't come from doing the safe thing, but from daring to do the hard, yet well-founded, thing. Another detail that struck me is that this was his first start of the season at the number 10 position. This position is not just a number on a jersey, but a coordinating role, the brain of the whole system. That means the pressure comes not only from opponents, but also from the expectations of the team, coach, and fans. I thought of times in my life when I had to take on a new role. No one is ever fully prepared. There is always an element of unfamiliarity, of uncertainty. But in that state, one is forced to learn faster, observe more carefully, and grow more quickly. Coach Clark Laidlaw compared Ruben Love to Finn Russell, a player known for creative and unpredictable play. Viewed positively, this is a compliment. But from another angle, it's an invisible pressure. When placed next to a big role model, every action is scrutinized, and every mistake amplified.
What I respect about Ruben Love is not the comparison, but how he expresses himself in that context. He doesn't try to become another version of Finn Russell. He remains himself, with his own kicks, plays, and decisions marked by his personal signature. I realized a clear lesson: learning from others is necessary, but losing your personal identity to chase a model is dangerous. In life, I have had periods trying to be like someone I admired. But over time, I've learned that true value doesn't lie in resembling someone else, but in performing the best version of yourself. Another crucial element is injury. Ruben Love missed the start of the season due to an ankle injury. This detail may not stand out in the article, but it carries significant meaning. Because injuries affect not just the body but the mind. They raise questions: can I return to my previous form? Am I still good enough? Will the opportunity still be there? Reading this, I no longer thought about sports alone but about the injuries in life, failures, interruptions, periods of falling behind. Comebacks are rarely easy, and opportunities don't always appear immediately. What's notable is that when opportunity arose, in this case due to teammates like Brett Cameron and Harry Godfrey being injured, Ruben Love was ready. This made me realize something important: opportunities don't always come from positive events. Sometimes they appear through gaps created by circumstances, and only those who are prepared can seize them.
I ask myself, if an unexpected opportunity appeared right now, would I really be ready? Or would I need more time to prepare? And if the answer is not yet, it means I need to change how I prepare starting today. Ruben Love's post-match comments also caught my attention. He spoke about pride in the team's effort, vigilance against an interesting opponent like the Highlanders, and the desire to continue improving fitness to reach 100%. His words were neither exaggerated nor overly emotional, they were very realistic. This reflects a stable psychological state. Not carried away by victory, not complacent, but also not overly harsh on oneself. This is a state I think is difficult to achieve, not only in sports but in any field. In life, I often find myself swinging between extremes, either overly excited by success or overly disappointed by failure. Rarely do I maintain a balance like Ruben Love demonstrates. Perhaps this is the lesson I need to learn: stability is not the absence of emotion, but not letting emotions entirely control your actions. The 50-7 win and a 10-game streak against the Highlanders is also worth reflecting on. It shows the Hurricanes' stability but also raises a question: how do you maintain performance when everything is going well?
This is not just a sports problem. In any field, achieving success is hard, but maintaining it is even harder. When things are going well, people can become complacent or lose motivation to improve, but through Coach Clark Laidlaw's comments about the team needing to get used to Ruben Love at number 10, I saw a clear spirit. They don't view the current victory as an endpoint but as part of a continuous learning process. I realized that true growth doesn't come from hitting a milestone but from constantly adjusting, adapting, and improving after every experience. And this applies to everyone, not just athletes or celebrities. Looking more broadly, this story offers 3 major lessons for me. For fans, and for people in general: 1. Learn to see and seize the gaps. Opportunities aren't always obvious. They often hide in small details or situations others overlook. But to seize them requires preparation and courage. 2. Accept the adaptation process when stepping into a new role. No one is perfect from the start. Initial awkwardness is not a sign of failure but a natural part of growth. 3. Maintain balance in emotions and attitude. Success should not make you complacent, and failure should not make you lose direction. The key is to maintain a stable state to keep moving forward. Closing this story, I don't just remember a great match or a beautiful assist. I remember the image of a player returning from injury, stepping into a new role and seizing his opportunity with composure and skill. And in some way, I see myself in that, not as an athlete, but as someone striving to find and grasp the gaps in my own life.
Thank you for following. Learn to see the gaps. Dare to seize opportunities. And always maintain balance on your journey.